welcome Emma G.
So, I couldn't have pictured a better venue for this, however I wished that we were upstairs. But again, this is kind of like one of the reasons why I wanted to come home for this, right? Like, I lived here for 4.5 years. You guys have been my family for the last 4.5 years before, I grew up and got married and moved. So, it's a lot of my life is hiding behind the pole here. But, so if you, does anybody here, I've met everybody here, right? There are a couple of faces I don't particularly recognize, but that's okay. We're new faces. This is good. So I'm Emma G. I am originally from New Zealand, and I wrote a book. And it's out today, which is very exciting. But for those of you who were maybe part of my editing process, the idea came to me in, was it December, Kimberly? Kimberly and I were walking to her vehicle in G4, and the name came to me. And I was like, that's what the book's going to be called. And within 3 months, I'd written this thing. And so I spent the next 3 months editing, and talking to our concierges about this book and trying to read it out loud to kind of understand, does it make sense? Was it cool? Was it interesting? And they said it was, so that's cool. Now I've got this book. So I'd like to do a quick reading for you before I perform for you guys, if that's okay. Without further ado, this venue book Mental Health sounds like this. Let me get into character. Acknowledgements. Writing this book has been a journey, one shaped by the incredible people who have supported, challenged, and inspired me along the way. Firstly, to my husband. Thank you for being my rock, my safe space, my muse, and my greatest champion. Your continued enthusiasm and drive for your own work and your unwavering belief in me and mine fuels my passion every day. To my students and clients, you are the heartbeat of this book. Every song we've written together, every story you've shared, and every breakthrough you've experienced has deepened my belief in the power of music as a healing force. Thank you for trusting me with your voices and your journeys. To my mentors and fellow musicians, even those who I haven't played with yet, for showing me that music isn't just about melodies and lyrics, but about impact, honesty, and growth. Your guidance has shaped not only my artistry, but also my ability to help others discover their own truth and bravery to share it one song at a time. To my friends and community, for cheering me on, challenging me to evolve as a musician, mentor, mental health advocate, and overall human, and holding space for me when I needed it most. Your love and laughter keep me grounded. To the readers of this book, that's you, thank you for showing up for yourself, whether you're here to explore songwriting as a healing tool for you or your loved ones, to deepen your connection with your voice, or to rediscover your power through music. I honor you. Your journey is just beginning, and I'm so grateful to be part of it. Finally, to music itself, thank you for saving me again and again. May your songs be loud, your truth be heard, and your voice be unapologetically yours. With gratitude, Emma G. Chapter 1, your soundtrack for healing. If you're reading this book, chances are you already have a deep connection with music. Maybe you sing it, perform it, or simply can't imagine life without it. But have you ever stopped to wonder why music affects you so deeply? What if music isn't just something we listen to or consume? What if it's something we embody? Something that moves through us, shapes us, and even rewires the way we think, feel, and navigate the world. Think back to a time when a song hit you so hard, it felt like it was just written for you. Seriously, think about it. You're nodding. Okay, you got the song? What's the song?
Oh, it's nice.
Does anybody have a song you can think of?
X Factor 4.
Ah, I see you. Okay, cool. For me, the first song I felt was written just for me was Just a Girl by Marya. You're welcome. What if instead of just listening to music that resonates with you, you could write songs that transform you into the best, most empowered version of yourself? Spoiler alert, you can. What if instead of borrowing other people's words and narratives, you could write your own? What if you could use music not just as an escape, but as a tool to redefine your story, turning pain into power, your mess into melody, your struggles into songs? Spoiler alert, you can. And that's exactly what this book is about. By the time you finish reading, you'll know how to, 1, use music as a tool to identify, understand, and process your emotions rather than just expressing them. 2, transform your struggles into songs that empower you rather than define you. 3, develop a mindset that helps you move forward instead of staying stuck in the muck. 4, harness your ability to not just rewrite your narrative, but sing that new version of who you're becoming powerfully. And 5, understand the role that melody, harmony, and composition play when it comes to creating the life you want to lead. Because the truth is, music is already shaping you. The question is, are you the one writing the soundtrack of your life, or are you letting someone else write it for you? Why this book and why now? The world has changed drastically, and so have we. The events of 2020, when I first moved into this building and nobody was talking to each other, and beyond, have shaped how we think, feel, and interact with the world. Social media's rise, prolonged isolation, political and social upheaval, and the pressure of constant connectivity have created a storm of stress, anxiety, and disconnection. And I've seen it firsthand. In my work with Gen Alpha, Gen Z, Millennials, and Gen X alike, I've noticed a pattern that's hard to ignore: emotional exhaustion, heightened overwhelm, and a sense of lost control. Many of my students come to me feeling like they've lost the ability to use their voices effectively. Some say their voices don't resonate, literally and metaphorically, the way they used to. Others feel unheard, like they're speaking, but no one is really listening. At the same time, we're living in a world where digital footprints, algorithms, and curated feeds dictate what we see, think, and believe. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and drowned out by noise, but that stress seeps into our minds, bodies, and voices. It shapes how we show up for ourselves and each other. For many, the world feels chaotic and unpredictable. But what if, instead of passively consuming the chaos, we became intentional creators of our own narratives? Music and songwriting can help us take back our power and reclaim our voices. Through intentional practice and creative expression, we can shape our thoughts, our actions, and our lives. After all, our lives aren't defined by what happens to us, they're shaped by how we choose to respond. And by using our voices to tell our stories, we can transform that overwhelm into empowerment. That's what this book is about. It's not about using music as escape, it's about using songwriting as a tool for self-regulation, building emotional resilience, and becoming the best, most empowered version of yourself. It's not just about listening to songs that reflect your pain, it's about composing songs that help you transform that pain into power. It's not about getting lost in an algorithm, it's about taking control of what you put out into the world, because what you create absolutely shapes what you receive. This book is my way of showing you how to use music as a lifeline, a guide, and a blueprint. In a world that often feels overwhelming, music gives us something no algorithm, government, or crisis can take away: the power to define ourselves. But it's not about the trauma of the past few years. If you're reading this right now, it's likely that life hasn't always been easy. Maybe you face loss, been there. Heartbreak, got the t-shirt. Self-doubt, imposter syndrome is real. Or anxiety, hello intrusive 2 AM thoughts. Maybe you felt like you didn't belong or that your voice didn't matter. You've probably heard vomiting advice like, just move on, be strong, time heals everything, it's not that bad, count your blessings and move on, or my favorite New Zealandism, harden up. But deep down, you know that's not how healing works. Pain doesn't just vanish because someone tells you it should. Instead, it settles into your body, shapes your thoughts, and shows up in the way you communicate, love, and even speak to yourself. You feel it in the tension in your shoulders, the lump in your throat when you want to speak up but don't, and the ache in your jaw from holding it all in. But here's the thing, you don't have to stay stuck in it. Imagine if instead of carrying that weight in silence, you could turn it into something powerful. Imagine if your pain had a voice, and you could use that voice to fight back and turn adversity into anthems. This book is your blueprint for transformation. Through music, you'll learn how to process your emotions instead of suppressing them, reclaim your voice and sense of self, write a new story while you're not just surviving, but thriving. Music isn't just a form of expression, it's a tool for reshaping your reality. As Peter Drucker famously said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. You already have that power. Music is your vehicle. Now it's time to use it. How this works. Most people think of songwriting as just a way to vent emotions, think Adele or Linkin Park. And while that's a powerful first step, it's only the beginning. Catharsis alone doesn't lead to transformation. It just releases emotion. True change comes from understanding, processing, and reshaping your feelings into something that serves you. Your healing journey isn't just about what you consume, it's about what you create. You've probably heard of the law of attraction. What you focus on, you attract. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions shape your reality. Well, guess what? The songs you write, the words you sing, the messages you put out into the world, they're part of that process. Every lyric you write sends a signal to the universe, shaping the energy that comes back to you. The words you choose to sing matter, not just because others will hear them, but because you will hear them. So how do you use this to your advantage? How do you take life's challenges, turn them into creative fuel, and grow something beautiful from it? That's when my 5-step framework comes in. Step 1, sit with it. Give yourself permission to feel fully. And I'm talking about like ugly crying and everything. That's totally okay. Without judgment or embarrassment, without rushing to move on. Because your greatest weapon and your greatest saboteur according to my husband here, lives in the 6 inches between your ears, your brain. And loading it up with shame doesn't help anyone, especially not you. Identify and understand it. Ask, what am I really feeling? Where did this come from? What triggered it? What pattern is playing out? This is where you become the observer of your emotional world. And when you can see it clearly, you can start to shift it. Step 3, process and work through it. Don't just name the emotion, move through it. Instead of suppressing or avoiding, you'll use melody, rhythm, and lyrics to help the emotion travel through your system. Emotions are simply energy in motion. Music is energy too. Together, they're alchemy. 4, create the blueprint. Now you've felt it, named it, and moved through it. So what comes next? This is the part when you shape that emotion into something powerful. A song, a story, a sonic declaration of your resilience, your truth, your next step. This becomes your roadmap for growth. Step 5, use your voice. This step is literal and symbolic. Use your voice, sing it, speak it, live it. This is where the healing becomes embodiment. It's where your story transforms from an internal whisper into an external roar. Not like a Katy Perry roar, don't worry. Your voice is proof that you're still here, still rising, still writing the next verse. Because this isn't just about writing songs. This is about rewriting your story. This is about stepping into your power. This is about realizing that life doesn't just happen to you. You get to happen to life. And it all starts with what you choose to create.